so excited to be here today. If it wasn't for Senator Galvin, this event would not be possible, and Assemblymember Walters and other elected officials that have been so supportive of this legislation and for the things that People Inc. and other agencies like People Inc. Do. We have some representatives from the other nonprofits that provide services to people with disabilities that are here. These agencies were also instrumental in getting this legislation passed. A number of us were approached by the Senator's office to do letters of support. We'll talk a little more about that in the program, but it was something that we all just jumped on and worked with the Senator's office in spearheading some letters of support and calling some other elected officials. Agencies like Aspire, Community Services, Catalysha, a number of nonprofits in our community that do what People Inc. does. And we are fortunate, I think, in Western New York. At this time, I'd like to call up Councilmember Steve Sanders. Councilmember Sanders, what did you say? This is like your fourth event here yourself, or fourth event? So we always have something going on. And Councilmember Sanders, Supervisor Weinstein, and the town of Amherst have always been very supportive of the Museum of Disability History and of People Inc.
Well, on behalf of the supervisor, town board of town of Amherst, I want to say how proud we are to host both this museum and People Inc. here, and support the efforts of Senator Galvin. And anything that brings increases the awareness of the needs of the disabled, we're very happy to be part of. So, just want to honor and acknowledge International Day of Persons with Disabilities in New York and support the promotion of the need for disabled.
It started with a developmental disability awareness or of Western New York breakfast that I attended and met with some of the parents there and talked at breakfast to talk about some of the issues that they're dealing with their children. And you know, it really touched me, and I really felt the need to learn more. And it's been an ongoing education for me to learn about the issues and the struggles that they face, that our service providers face, and we're very lucky. We have a great network of service providers here in Western New York, including People Inc. And it's just been an honor to represent them and to do everything that I can to represent your interests in Albany as a representative here in Western New York and Amherst and Pendleton. So I'm very happy to be here today and present a certificate to you and the Museum of Disability History in celebration of December 3rd as the International Day of Persons with Disabilities in New York State. So thank you very much.
Because of the uniqueness of our museum, we generate interest from all over the world. We recently launched a new interactive website this past July, and since the initial website launch in 2009, our website's proudly hosted a vast array of international visitors, with over 9 million hits to date and visitors from over 90 different countries. And right here you'll see we have flags representing each of the different countries of visitors that have visited our website. The museum strives to connect not only with our local community, but our international community as well. Disability is something that transcends racial, geographic, ethnic, and economic borders and really does unite us all. We at the museum believe in the importance of going above and beyond and educating others about the topics that we feel are important, much like what Senator Galvin and his colleagues do. In addition to dealing with the countless tasks placed before them, they sponsor important legislation such as this, so thank you, Senator. At this time, I'd like to invite Senator Patrick Galvin.
After I left being Erie County Sheriff, I was a member of the parole board, and I had occasion to do some parole hearings at Auburn State Prison, which is the oldest prison in the country, and they actually have a room. It's kind of a museum as far as corrections goes, but they were doing some work on it, and there was a cage out in the hallway one day, a cage about maybe 3 feet wide, 4 feet in length, and about this side, whatever that is, 3.5, 4 feet. And I asked what that's for. In the 1800s, that's where they put the criminally insane. and they were housed there. And I guess that was common. And what type of home? The poorhouses that you had talked about. So you look and you think, my God, and that's just a little over 100 years ago. And I bet you go to 30, 40, 50 years ago, and there still was an incredible lack of an awareness. Celebrating this day should also serve as a reminder of how much more we have to do, and the fact that we can't lose sight of the accomplishments, but can't lose sight of the fact that if you didn't have advocates, if you didn't have people standing up, we wouldn't be this far, and we wouldn't be able to go further. So I am thrilled to be here today, and Jim, if you want to come up here, and Ray, you should be a part of this as well. Yeah. So what we have here is pen certificate, the legislation that the governor signed, the pen that was signed with, commemorating December 3rd as International Day of Persons with Disabilities in New York, and we're hoping that there's a place for it in this museum and a place for it in the minds of many, and hopeful, of course, that you continue to advocate. So Jim, we present this to you very proudly.